really hope that Arionne, aka Coleslaw Curry, moves on from Martell. It's never going to be you, sis. It's never going to be you and him. Just let it go. Be the best co-parenting parents that you can be possibly to each other. But as far as romantic feelings go, just let it go, because it's clear that Martell is stringing you along for his personal needs. And although what you did was really bogus and it was whack, I still feel like I want you to move on and let this go, because you deserve better. Like, I feel like, you know what I mean? It is what it is. You made this situation. You have a child now. All right. But move on from this. Let this go, because Martell is not going to be the man that you want him to be, because he was never your man to begin with. He never seen a future with you, because if he did, you wouldn't be mad that he's making a storyline with Sheree. He would have been making a storyline with you. Actually, he probably would have left the show and tried to build a life with you. Forget a storyline, forget TV. So I feel like, I don't know what it's going to take for Arionne to get it, to see the signs, to see the writings on the wall. But nevertheless, we are here to help her. No, seriously, I wanted to do this video because I thought about, like, what are the signs that a woman is being strung along? So hopefully, even if you're not an Arionne Curry, we can all learn from this situation, because sometimes it's easy to see things when you're outside of it. It's just like, I kind of get what's going on. Clearly, Martell is stringing this girl on. So what made me do this video in particular is because I was reading her thoughts or whatever about Martell being on the show with Sheree. And she was talking about how Love and Marriage Huntsville basically did her dirty. The show played her. And I'm like, wait a minute. Don't blame this on the show. The show did not play you hard. You played yourself hard by entertaining Martell. And I get it, you know, when your self-esteem is low. And I'm not trying to say that it is, because I don't know her in her heart. But just as an outsider looking in, I feel like anybody that wants to be with a married man and not want a man for themselves, I don't know. It's a part of me that feels as though they may feel like they don't deserve a whole entire man. Or they feel like it's a flex to get somebody else's man, which is still, like, I feel like some sort of self-esteem issue, because I don't want nothing that's not mine. You know, I don't want nobody else's. I want my whole man to be single. So that's what I'm thinking. And I feel as though that she was probably looking for outside validation to give her that self-esteem, to give her that feeling of self-worth that she's craving for. And I feel like those things should have been given to her as a child, you know, what you get from your parents. But sometimes it don't happen, because sometimes your parents weren't esteemed, so they don't know how to give it to you. But nevertheless, as an adult, I realized that it's now on you to give yourself self-esteem. It's on you to love yourself in a way that nobody else has before. And that way you will attract that kind of love right back to you. So because she didn't want to do the work, I feel like she wanted to do some shortcut ways and felt like, oh, okay, I must be the all that girl. If this married man could leave his wife and family for me, and he's still messing with me after all these years, and look, that's how come I'm gonna have his baby. You know what I mean? Like, I feel as though all the negative things in her mind were like flexes, even though they really shouldn't been. But, you know, it's neither here nor there. So I feel like Martell's attention gave Arionne a big hit. You know, it made her feel like she was that girl. Because like I said, this married man was sneaking off, messing with her. However, now that Martell is single, why is he trying? Why? I wonder if she asks herself or thinks about, now that he's single, now that he's divorced, he don't have to sneak off to see me. Why is he still giving me sneaky link energy? He don't have to hide anymore. I have his whole kid. He don't have to just come over when he wants some. We can actually go out on dinner dates. How come we were able to see him take photos and stuff with Sheree out in public, but not you? Like, not her. Like, I would feel a certain type of way about that. And not that I have to broadcast it on social media. I'm just going to think about it, reflect, and be like, okay, bet. I really do have to move on. I bet you the moment that she actually really does move on to another man or just lives her life, that is when Martell will probably come running. Is it genuine? No, because sometimes I learned that men will come back out of ego. But nevertheless, sis, you have to move on. I feel like you do deserve a man a second chance. So get on the good foot. Go through your healing, go through whatever therapy you need to go to, whatever it takes to get you off of this man, because I feel like I wouldn't want to be in the same spot talking about a man in this way, the way she does Martell and clocking his moves like year after year after year. I remember Tony Gaskin said something like, if a man or a person keeps going in and out of your life, it's because you're standing still. And I feel like that is true. So as soon as she busts the move and get away and does something different and just like really literally cut the ties in her mind with Martell, keep the lines of communication open for your child. But as far as relationship wise, cut that fairy tale off, cut them dreams off, and just breathe, stretch, shake, let it go, and you will be okay. Stop trying to prove a point with us through screenshots and this and photographs. Stop. Like, at this point, leave it alone, because at the end of the day, it's still breadcrumbing. Have you ever met anybody important to him? I would even be like, oh wow, if I seen her, try to connect, or if Martell mom and her were in videos or something together, then I'd be like, oh, okay, he really trying to incorporate her into his life. But we don't even get none of that. So I don't know why. She just needs more to do. I don't know, because I just couldn't even be this entangled with Martell and his mess after he played me if I was her. So I found a few signs that I feel like kind of basically sum up what's going on with Arionne and Martell from this article on marriage.com. And it's titled Signs He Is Stringing You Along. They had about like 10 or 12 signs, but I just picked out a few. So one sign is he only shows up when it's time for sex. And remember, that's one thing Arionne always reflects about. Well, he's coming back over here to me and we do X, Y, and Z, and he do it this way and this. She could always say that, but I never heard her say anything about like, oh, we went to the PTA meeting together. Oh, this is our usual date night together. Nothing romantic to say like, oh, I want this woman. We're moving forward as far as a relationship goes. I never really feel like I heard her say anything. Those little concerts and stuff don't count. We need consistent energy, okay? So another sign that this man may be stringing you along, according to as we watch Martell and Arionne's relationship play out, is he never calls you his partner. Now that is a good one. I never heard Martell say, this is my girlfriend. It was always, I actually feel like he never even mentioned her name or spoke her up. He never, I don't know, claimed her. And that's so lame. Like, come on now. Like, once we're over a certain age, like, you gotta be claiming people. So I feel as though that's enough for Arionne to move on. She should want that for herself. I mean, I don't get why she don't. And this point also mentioned how the man will introduce you as his partner when you go to public functions. But it's like, what public functions do he be taking her to for where she could get introduced? See, that's the part that she needs to be thinking about. What family reunions, cookout, business meetings, business lunchings, fundraising events, where you have to bring up holiday parties where, he can bring a date. How come she not on his arm? She should think about that. As bad as she thinks she is, she should want to show off her little body and her clothes and stuff like that. I know that's why I be going out. So it's just like, I can't be with some guy. I can't be running him down, claiming him, trying to get his attention. And I'm sitting up in the house, dateless, while he runs amok. It ain't going down like that. So it's just very frustrating to me. And my last point that I picked out from this article titled Signs You Are Being Strung Along from marriage.com is that he doesn't try to connect with you. Now, of course, none of us are in the relationship to kind of see how Martell and Arionne interact with each other day in and day out. But I feel as though it's no way that Martell is putting in that time, effort, and energy to get to know her on a deeper and emotional level because of the way she's acting out. I feel like when a man is touching your soul and is getting to know you as a person, you wouldn't be online acting all angry. you'll be somewhere on cloud nine, all happy with the world. But she's always mad at Martell. Like, I never hear him say anything good about Martell. The only time, like, I guess Martell was being good and nice was when he was still married to Melody, and how she was using the fact that Martell would come back to her as a flex, you know, and maybe that's when he was giving her a little special treatment, but still treatment, but not no nourishment for the soul, not knowing her on a deeper level. You know, it's only so much Birkin bags and cars and Ferraris and stuff can really do for a woman, because we want to know, we want to be known and, you know, tapped in emotionally. It's bigger than material items in the physical for us. So I feel sorry for her that this is all that she is willing to accept and take. But I really feel as though this is on her. But I do hope that she wakes up. And also, if you're a woman in this situation, or you question whether or not you're being strung along, you know, check out this article in particular. Oh, and I also should add some things. I don't know if y'all listen to R.C. Blake, but he is really good. He talks about different things, being a whole woman, loving God, things like that. I mean, I really like how he teaches. He's here on YouTube, and he did a very good video on the topic of signs you have been strung along that I should go ahead and link in the description box as well. You will not be disappointed. Other than that, let me know what y'all think about Arionne. Should she stay? Should she go? I don't know. No, this girl really do need to move on. Like, for real, for real. Anyway, that's all I had to say, y'all. I'll talk to you guys again soon. Bye.
Matt St. Quebec, man, the girl was heaven sent. Matt St. Quebec, man, the girl was heaven sent.